Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. I am filming at 6:40 in the morning right now, so if I'm a little more quiet than normal or my energy just seems a little more down, it's because Josh is still sleeping. So I'm not trying to be super rude. But today is my Pan Those Eyeshadows update, and I'm so excited about it. Not because I have like a lot of progress to show, honestly, but I am going to be rolling some shades out, and I'm excited to talk about what I have in my little singles palette. So if you don't know, I am currently doing my Pan Those Eyeshadows all single shadows. So we have 4 shades that we're selecting, and then they're all based on my single shadows. I was doing Lainey's prompt, but I think just for like the next couple rotations until the end of the year, I will just randomly be selecting out of my singles and not doing the prompt list, just a little bit easier for me, especially right now since it is, again, very early in the morning when I'm filming this. Anyway, this is the color story we were working with over the past month. Spoiler by the way. We've been working on these 2 top shades for a couple months now, and then these 2 bottom shades are Clionadh shades, and those are going to be the 2 shades rolling out, starting from the one that's been in the longest down to the one that rolled in the soonest. I don't have my total numbers in front of me, but those are going to be on the screen, but I do have my current month usage numbers in front of me. So starting with this guy here, this is the shade from Pretties for Your Face. You'll see a clip go up right now. I used it a couple times last month, and that has not changed this month. I've only used this a couple times. I have been finding myself really focusing more so on my No Pan Left Behind, trying to touch everything in my collection. This is a really beautiful shade. It really works with anything. It's a great neutral eyeshadow, so I can wear it with any look. I can wear it to the office. It's this top one here, perfect for this time of year. So I'm going to keep this one in the rotation. I just want to kind of see what I can do with that shade. Maybe I can hit pan before the end of the year. Maybe it'll just be using the shade a couple more times and seeing where things go. But I'm going to be keeping that in the rotation for this next month. The next shade was a matte shadow from Looxi Beauty, and it is this guy here. This is the shade Dolce. It's just a mid-tone matte brown. It came in their coffee collection that has been a few years discontinued at this point, but this is what that shade Dolce is looking like today. You can definitely see there's a dip in it if I hold it in the right way. Hopefully you can tell. But there is a dip in that center starting to kind of show itself, but there's nothing super substantial. Luxe matte shadows either take me a very short amount of time, like 20 uses to hit pan, or they take a long time to hit pan, and this might be in for 60 uses. I don't know. I use this quite often. I'm wearing it in my look today. It's a beautiful shade. I really enjoy using it, so I'm going to keep that in the project. But that is this second shade right here, the matte brown kind of shade. Next, we ended up selecting some Clionadh singles into the rotation, which is always exciting because they're newer shades in my collection and I'm not giving myself permission to use them. So rolling them into this project, it's allowing me to get a couple uses out of them, and then I can tuck them back into my collection. All is good. But the first shade we were working on, it's the shade here, which is such a beautiful shade. It's the shade Sunlit. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. Super, super reflective. There is bits of gold and teal and like mintiness to it. It's really, really gorgeous with that pink kind of base to it. But this is what we were looking like when we rolled it in. I maybe have swatched the shade, but I never touched the shade. And now this is what Sunbeam is looking like after 3 applications or uses into this. I dipped into the shade 3 times, 3 different days to use this. Really, really, really enjoyed this shade. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did rolling it in this time of year because it's a little more cooler toned, but it paired so beautifully on top of so many different looks. I really enjoyed using this, but I am excited to tuck this back in my Clionadh singles and just get some use out of something else in my collection for the time being. The next shade was another Clionadh shadow. It's the shade Foiling. It's a beautiful like dirty gold, dirty olive. It's more gold bronzy, but it does have like an olive kind of reflect in the right lighting, almost a little bit orangey. It's just so pretty. It's so pretty. But this is what it was looking like when we first rolled it in. Again, it was a shade that I maybe have only swatched. I think I only swatched that shade. And this is what foiling is looking like, again, after 3 uses. So not a ton of visible wear. I feel like Sunbeam definitely looks more worn than this guy here, but it's been used. It was really beautiful. I really enjoyed using this shade. I got a lot of compliments when I wore this to work too. People really told me my eyeshadow looked incredible that day. So I can definitely see myself reaching into this more. And again, I just kind of want to get some more use out of my collection, especially since I do have so many Clionadh singles in my collection that haven't been touched at all. So I'm gonna be rolling the 2 Clionadh shades out, which are these 2 on the bottom, and we are gonna be rolling a couple new shades in to the rotation just to get some use out of in the next month before we kind of wrap the project up. So let me grab my phone so we can randomize. I have my Tiny Decisions app up. I have the selections 2 to 186. I do have my eyeshadow bank spreadsheet linked down below. In that like Google Doc or Google Sheets, there is a tab for my Pan Those Eyeshadow singles. So that's kind of the list that I'm going off of. So if you are curious or you kind of want to like keep me in check, you can take a look at that list and just make sure I'm selecting the right shade, you know? So I have my numbers 2 to 186 in here. I have a header, so my numbers actually start at 2. And let's just 147. That's going to be the first shade. I am very thankful it's still Clionadh one. Ooh. I'm excited for this one. The second one is going to be 156, another Clionadh shadow. I love, ooh, that's a good one too. Okay, so I'm gonna go grab those 2 Clionadh shades and I will be right back. I wasn't planning on it only being Clionadh, but the panning gods have selected. So I've swatched out my 2 existing remaining shades that were in my rotation from last month, and we're just going to talk about and swatch out the new shades, which we only have 2 new shades in the rotation. But the first number we rolled was 147, and that actually correlated with this beautiful shade here. This is Clionahd's Corrosion, so very similar to what was that, foiling that we just had in the rotation, but a little bit different. Let me swatch this out. Yeah, it's definitely more like yellow gold than bronze gold, but that is going to be the shade Corrosion there, and that is different from that shade there. You can see how much more orange that one was, more bronzy. So yeah, I'm excited to use Corrosion. That's like totally my kind of shade. I'm very excited about that. Then the last shade we rolled in was number 156, and that correlated with another Clionadh shade. I wasn't planning on Clionadh shades, only Clionadh shades rolling in, but that's how the numbers fell this month. But number 156 is this beautiful shade, and this is the shade Glazed in their Glitter Multichrome collection. And I gotta say, it's not a color that I'm really diving and driven towards this time of year. However, with the cooler months approaching, I feel like this is going to be really pretty in the month of December. So let me just swatch her out for you. It almost feels like that shade is like coming out of the pan. It just feels like it's puffed up. Ooh, that is so much prettier than I thought it was going to be. So that is the shade on the bottom, is Glazed there. You won't be able to tell in person, but it has just a really beautiful gold reflect to it that I think is going to make this actually really wearable. I can wear it with Dolce. I can wear it with this shade Sunlit. I might be able to layer some things to kind of make different things reflect in these multichromes a little bit better. But I'm actually quite excited for this new rotation of shades. Let me know what you guys would do with this kind of assortment. But this is the differences. This was my previous color story here, and then this is that new color story. So similar, but different. I'm excited for this new rotation. I'm really looking forward to using more of my Clionadh shades. I did get some new Clionadh shades for my birthday that I can't wait to share with you guys, but that is it for this video. Again, thank you guys so much for keeping up with my Pan Those Eyeshadow series. I really appreciate it. Let me know how you are doing, if you are doing a Pan Those eyeshadows, or if maybe you're doing a Pan That palette. Let me know how you are panning your eyeshadows this year. Let me know how you're going to pan your eyeshadows next year? That is the information I really want to know. I have a feeling I want to kind of change things up and do a little bit different here on my channel, but a lot of the same kind of thing. But that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you are staying healthy, sane, and safe, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.